Good morning. My name is Daryl Eatman, Examiner 4, and the host for today's Civil Service meeting. Leanne Guzman, Assistant to the Executive Director, is our co-host. Please be aware, if you are disconnected during the meeting, please click on your email or calendar invite to join the meeting again. Please keep yourself on mute until you are called upon. If you're using a phone, use *6 to mute or unmute yourself. Once the Civil Service Commission has addressed your agenda item, you may leave the meeting. We have a quorum of our commission members. At this time, I give the meeting to Pastor Gregory Jordan.
Good morning. We're going to go through the roll call. If I mispronounce your name, just correct us, please. Commission members, Michael Fleckinger.
Present.
India Pierce Lee. India, are you there?
Need to unmute.
I see her. It looks like the update has got her trying to figure out where the unmute is. But we see her present on here, but we do need to hear her so that we can do our votes. While she's figuring that out, I'm going to go through the rest of the names and then we'll come back to India. And Gregory Jordan present. The council, Jason Schechner, Assistant Director of Law.
Present.
Patricia Aston, Assistant Director of Law.
Present.
Office of the Civil Service Commission staff, Rashawn Long, Executive Director. Leanne Guzman, Assistant to the Executive Director.
Present.
Patricia Donovan, Supervisor, Civil Service Records.
Present.
Betty Ivory, Chief Civil Service Examiner. Daryl Eatman, Civil Service Examiner 4.
Present.
Lila Abrams Fitzpatrick, Business and Operations Manager.
Present.
Is our court reporter present?
Present.
Thank you, sir. Agenda guest, Danielle Bennett and her representation.
Present.
James Crivel and his representation. Paul Rodriguez and his representation.
Present.
Carly Soroka and her representation. Tamika Stewart and her representation.
Present.
James Sukas and his representation.
Present.
Sesamea Pulliam and her representation.
Present.
Danielle Graham, Executive Commissioner, Department of Public Utilities.
Present.
Martin Keene, Director, Department of Public Utilities. William Mashesky, Sergeant, Department of Public Safety, Police Personnel Unit.
Present.
Gerald Shipp, Sergeant, Department of Public Safety, Police Personnel Unit.
Present.
Katarina Houston, Occupational Health and Safety Unit, Division of Risk Management.
Present.
India, have you been able to unmute yourself?
Yeah, okay, I'm back on.
Thank you, ma'am. Item 2 is accepting of today's agenda.
Motion to accept, Flickinger.
Secondly,
It's been moved and seconded to accept today's agenda. All in favor?
Lee, I.
Flickinger, aye.
Jordan, aye. That motion was approved. Item 3, approval of the minutes from the December 15th, 2023 commission meeting.
Motion to approve, Lee.
Second, Flickinger.
It's been moved and seconded to approve the minutes. All in favor?
Lee, I.
Flickinger, aye.
Jordan, aye. That motion was approved. Item 4, approval of routine matters.
Motion to approve, Flickinger.
Secondly,
It's been moved and seconded to approve the routine matters. All in favor?
Lee, I.
Flickinger, aye.
Jordan, aye. That motion was approved. Item 5, consideration of the request from Danielle Bennett to be reinstated to the Department of Public Safety, Cleveland Division of Police as a patrol officer. Are all parties present for this item?
Sergeant Machewski's present.
Gerald Ship, present.
Is Ms. Bennett or her representation present?
Present.
Is there any objection to the reinstatement?
Yes, there is.
Okay, well, let's move forward. I'm gonna allow Ms. Bennett to speak first. And after she has finished her statements, then we'll hear from the city. Ms. Bennett, you have the floor.
Good morning. I received the paperwork that was sent as far as the AWOL charges. I would like to say that neither one of those are correct. I have paperwork for those. I will gladly show you guys that. April 27th, I called off work at 5:17 in the morning. And when I returned to work, I believe the following day, I let Sergeant know and the lieutenant show them my paperwork for that. I'm sorry, not my paperwork, my call records. The June 2nd AWOL charges. I have voicemails from the medical unit along with all my call records that show that I was not AWOL. I never had the hearing for that. The hearings kept getting postponed. And by the time it was finally rescheduled, the decision had already been made that it was time for me to leave and just take care of some personal situations. As far as leaving in lieu of termination, I would like to say that that is not correct. That's not what happened. I was out of work for about a month, which I have documentation for before I received the email stating that the hearing was rescheduled. At that time, the decision had already been made. If you guys would like me to show you the paperwork and documentation that I have for the AWOL, I can do that right now. Would you like to see that?
The commission, does anyone on the commission want to see the paperwork?
Reverend, it may not actually apply. Consider,
Okay.
in fact, Sergeant Ship.
Ms. Bennett, she did not stay to address those pending charges. She resigned prior to her hearing.
So by civil service rule, if you leave with pending divisional charges, civil service rules doesn't allow you to be reinstated. So, she has to answer to those charges, and when they're adjudicated, she can separate, and then she can be considered for reinstatement.
Yeah, but she didn't stay for the hearings.
All right, gentlemen, thank you. I'll come back to you all in just a moment.
Okay.
Ms. Bennett,
Yes.
you can continue with your presentation.
Okay, that's all. Yeah, I just wanted to say that the charges, the hearings kept getting postponed for months. I believe they were being postponed until March or so. I tried to stay, but personal matters kept coming up, and about time it was rescheduled again. The decision had already been made. I understand that the decision has already been made to not reinstate me, and I would just like to thank the city of Cleveland for having me. And that's all I have. Thank
All right.
you.
Thank you, ma'am. Sergeant Mashesky, you may go forward now.
Okay, go ahead.
Ms. Bennett, she resigned September 28th of 2023. However, she had pending disciplinary charges. These charges were sick abuse, AWOL, and insubordination. Therefore, it's the recommendation to deny Ms. Bennett's request for reinstatement in lieu of conducting a background investigation under Civil Service Rule 8.43. She is barred from withdrawing her resignation.
Are there any questions from the commission for either party? Do I have a motion?
Motion to deny the request for reinstatement.
Second, Flickinger.
It's been moved and seconded to deny the reinstatement. All in favor?
Lee, aye.
Flickinger, aye.
Jordan, aye. That request was denied. Moving on to item 6, consideration of the request from James Crivel to be reinstated to the Department of Public Safety, Cleveland Division of Police as a patrol officer. Are all parties present?
City has no objection, sir.
Thank you. If the city has no objection, do I have a motion?
Motion to approve the request. Flickinger.
Second, Lee.
It's been moved and seconded to approve the request. All in favor?
Lee, aye.
Flickinger, aye.
Jordan, aye. That motion was approved. Item 7.
Yarrow, did you want to let him know that we'll be in touch or whatever?
Yes.
Eatman, Examiner 4. Mr. Crivel, you are returning to direct employment with the City of Cleveland by Civil Service Rule 842 with the rank of Patrol Officer. Public Safety's Personnel Unit will contact you to coordinate your return.
Thank you, Mr. Eatman. Item 7, consideration of the request from Paul Rodriguez to be reinstated to the Department of Public Safety, Cleveland Division of Police as a patrol officer. Are all parties present?
Present.
Is there any objection from the city to this reinstatement?
There is, sir.
All right, we'll move forward. Mr. Rodriguez, you have the floor first, sir.
I'm not sure what the denial would be for the city, so I don't know what would be the reason for the city.
Okay, so this was your opportunity to give a statement on why you feel like you want to be reinstated, but we can, they can speak. You will still have some time left, so I'm going to turn it over to Sergeant Mashesky.
Yes, sir. The Director of Public Safety had an issue where Mr. Rodriguez had done a psychological assessment through Pradco with Lorraine, I believe, and he did not.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Hold on one second, sir. Daryl, can you put us in the executive session because we are talking about medical issues?
Yes, sir. If you give me a moment to pause the recording, I will move you guys into the breakout session. Hold on.
Thank you.
I have resumed recording, Pastor Jordan. I believe everyone is back in the lobby.
Thank you, Mr. Eatman. We are back in session. Do I have a motion to come out of executive session?
Yes. Motion to come out and end executive session and go back into the public session. Flickinger.
Secondly,
It's been moved and seconded to end our executive session. All in favor?
Lee, I.
Flickinger, aye.
Jordan, aye. That motion was approved. We're back in our regular session, and we are considering item 7, a request from Paul Rodriguez to be reinstated to the Department of Public Safety, Division of Police, as a patrol officer. Do I have a motion?
Motion to deny the request. Flickinger.
Secondly,
It's been moved and seconded to deny the request. All in favor?
Lee, I.
Flickinger, aye.
Jordan, aye. That request was denied. Item 8, consideration of the request from Carly Soroka to be reinstated to the Department of Public Safety, Cleveland Division of Police as a patrol officer. First, are all parties present?
Ship Sergeant McSusky, present.
I don't see or hear the requestee, but is there any objection to her reinstatement?
Yes, there is.
All right. Well, what we're going to do is move this to the end to give this person an opportunity to come on. And if
Reverend, because of the extent of this meeting, we actually have something following this. We have like 2 things going on after this meeting.
okay.
So I don't know that we'll be able to remain during the whole meeting here. We're gonna probably have to jump off.
All right. And let me ask you a question. Is your objection to her, is it a medical issue?
No,
No,
it's the same as the civil service rules, the other one.
she had
Pending charges.
discipline.
Okay. Do I have a motion, or are there any questions for this on this situation? Let me go back. Mr. Eatman, notification was sent to this Ms. Soroka.
Yes, I sent out the invite yesterday when we had the initial sign in this morning. I didn't notice her, but I sent out invites a second time, and it doesn't appear that she has responded.
I also have sent notification to her via email and hard copy letter of it was noticed to appear before the commission.
Thank you. Do I have a motion from the commission?
Motion to deny the request. Flickinger.
secondly,
It's been moved and seconded to deny the request. All in favor?
Lee, I.
Flickinger, aye.
Jordan, aye. The motion was approved. Item 9, consideration of the request from Tamika Stewart to be reinstated to the Department of Public Safety, Cleveland Division of Police as a patrol officer.
City has no objection.
Do I have a motion?
Motion to approve the request.
Second,
It's been moved and seconded to approve the request. All in favor?
Lee, I.
Flickinger, aye.
Jordan, aye. That motion was approved. All right.
Carol, can you let her know what to do, please?
Thank you, Sergeant.
You're welcome.
You're on the ball. Ms. Stewart,
I
you
wasn't,
are
I wasn't
return-
on the ball when I talked about the meeting canceling though, so I'll make it up for it.
Thank you. Ms. Stewart, you are returning to direct employment with the City of Cleveland by Civil Service Rule 842 with the rank of Patrol Officer. Public Safety Personnel Unit will contact you to coordinate your return.
Thank you, Mr. Eatman. Moving on to item 10, consideration of the request from Carrie Howard, Director, Department of Public Safety, for an order relative to James Sukas, Patrol Officer, Division of Police, in accordance with Civil Service Rule 9.10, Section 14. And I do believe there's medical information, so I need a motion to go into executive session.
Motion to go into executive session, Flickinger.
Secondly,
It's
We're gonna jump
moved.
off here.
Okay, it's been moved and seconded to go into executive session. All in favor?
Lee, aye.
Flickinger, aye.
Jordan, aye. That motion was approved. Mr. Howard, I'm sorry, Mr. Eatman.
Let me pause recording and then I will remove the parties to executive session. We have resumed recording. I believe everyone is back in the lobby.
Sorry about that. Okay. Can I get a motion from the commission to end the
Motion to end the executive session and go back in the general session.
Secondly,
It's been moved and seconded to end executive session. All in favor?
Lee, aye.
Flickinger, aye.
Jordan, aye. That motion was approved. And we're still considering item 10, which is a request from Director of the Department of Public Safety for an order relative to Mr. Patrol Officer James Zooks. Do I have a motion from the commission on this item?
The question, should this be tabled or should we just deny the motion?
I think we should deny the motion.
Okay, motion to deny the request.
Again, Flickinger.
It's been moved and seconded to deny the request. All in favor?
Lee, aye.
Flickinger, aye.
Jordan, aye. That motion was approved. Item 11.
Commissioners.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Item 11, consideration of the request from Sesame Pulliam to be reinstated to the eligible list for the Department of Public Utilities Division of Water as a customer service representative call center. Are all parties present?
Yes.
Yes.
Thank you. All right. First, let me ask, is there any objection to the request?
No, there's no objection to the request.
Thank you. Do I have a motion from the commission?
Motion to approve, Flickinger.
Secondly,
It's been moved and seconded to approve the request. All in favor?
Lee, aye.
Flickinger, aye.
Jordan, aye. That motion was approved.
Thank you.
Item 12, consideration of the request from the Department of Public Utilities Division of Cleveland Public Power to update the minimum requirements for the classification of low tension line worker.
Yes, sir. This is Danielle Graham from Department of Public Utilities. We wanted to amend it whereby the former language indicates that a Class A commercial driver's license is required. We wanted to change that to incorporate Class B, while Class A is preferred, to include Class A or Class B.
Are there any-
Motion.
Oh,
Motion to approve, Flickinger.
thank you.
Secondly,
It's been moved and seconded to approve. All in favor?
Lee, aye.
Flickinger, aye.
Jordan, aye. That motion was approved. Item 13, consideration of the request from the Department of Public Utilities to create the classification of truck driver.
Yes, this is Department of Public Utilities again, and this specific two things on this is that the minimum qualifications do not segregate out the requirements between public works and public utilities. So I'm speaking on behalf of public utilities. One is in reference to what is required, that we require CDL 8 only as drivers. And then specifically what we are doing in terms of the actual truck driver of being able to back and attach the trailer to the truck. And that needs to be spelled out to distinguish between what is required for public works as opposed to public utilities.
Motion to, oh, go ahead.
Okay, motion to approve, Lee.
Second, Flickinger.
It's been moved and seconded to approve. All in favor?
Lee, aye.
Flickinger, aye.
Jordan, aye. That motion was approved. Item 14, consideration of the request from the Department of Public Works to create the classification of truck driver. Am I reading
Good
this?
morning, Lila Abrams Fitzpatrick, representing Civil Service City of Cleveland on behalf of Public Works. As Ms. Graham stated, this is kind of the same scenario with public utilities, but we're just trying to separate the difference with utilities and public works truck drivers. It's a subdivision for our truck driver classification. The regular truck driver classification will still stay active as a position. We're just adding on the public works truck driver with those requirements for that position.
Motion to approve, Flickinger.
Second, Lee.
It's been moved and seconded to approve. All in favor?
Lee, aye.
Flickinger, aye.
Jordan, aye. That motion was approved. Item 15, rejection of applications, 5-day, no appeal for the classifications of airport building maintenance technician open, airport field maintenance specialist open, airport terminal operations agent open, ARFF paramedic open, cemetery maintenance worker 1 open, chief engineering and construction inspector open, engineering and construction inspector port control open, gardener open, legal secretary open, meter technician unit leader open, recreation instructor 2 sports open, safety programs officer 1 open, senior data conversion operator open.
Motion to approve, Flickinger.
Second, Lee.
It's been moved and seconded to approve. All in favor?
Lee, aye.
Flickinger, aye.
Jordan, aye. That motion was approved. Item 16, approval of the final eligible list for the classification of airport building maintenance technician open, airport field maintenance specialist open, airport terminal operations agent open, ARFF paramedic open, cemetery maintenance worker 1 open, chief engineering construction inspector open, gardener open, legal secretary open, meter technician unit leader open, recreations instructor 2 sports open, safety program officer 1 open, senior data conversion operator open.
Motion to approve, Flickinger.
Second, Lee.
It's been moved and seconded to approve. All in favor?
Lee, aye.
Flickinger, aye.
Jordan, aye. That motion was approved. Item 17, consideration of the following bulletins: junior clerk open, patrol officer open, recreation instructor 2 arts open, recreation instructor 2 sports open, senior data conversion officer open.
Motion to approve, Flickinger.
Second, Lee.
It's been moved and seconded to approve. All in favor?
Lee, aye.
Flickinger, aye.
Jordan, aye. That motion was approved. And with that, I do believe we stand adjourned.
You're on mute.
First off, I'd like to thank everyone for their patience today. We'll clean up hiccups for next meeting, which is scheduled for January 26th. This meeting of the Civil Service Commission has concluded, and we will now conclude broadcasting for this virtual meeting. And I will stop recording.